We're live.
We gotta put it out there.
Yeah, we-
Just one up, one up.
Huh?
I got 1 minute.
You may want to check your class.
There's a delay, so I figured, but it's still, okay, now we're live. 6:31. Sorry. Just wanted to be on top of things, Daryl.
Yeah, I guess so.
Try to do
That might be more.
She's babysitting.
All right. Well. Okay, well, I guess we're live, and it is 6:31, so I'll call the Village of Webster Board meeting for Thursday, August 14th, 2025 to order, and if you would all stand, please, and Carl, if you lead us, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all very much. Please go and have a seat. Our first order of business tonight, as is most often the case, is a public comment portion of the meeting. So at this time, I would open the public comment portion. If there is anybody here that would like to address the board, podium my right, your left is open.
Single file, everybody, single file.
Okay. Maybe as the camera is going around, you notice that there is nobody here to make public comment, so I believe that we'll close that portion of the meeting, and we will move on to regular board business. First off, we have a resolution to approve the minutes from July 8th, 2025. Questions regarding that, if anybody does. If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
Aye.
You make that motion?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll second.
Trustee Ippolito,
Aye.
trustee Lauer,
Aye.
trustee Ward,
Aye.
Mayor Byers.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next, we have a resolution to approve the claims and warrants. And Mike, I believe you were looking those over, and any comments that you might have on them?
No comments, no?
There were quite a few
Yes.
in the file for this meeting. And I believe that not really, like these three weeks.
We missed it. Yeah, we missed a couple, let me try there.
Well, then I will make a motion to approve the payment of the claims and warrants.
I'll make that motion.
Second it?
Trustee Lauer,
Aye.
Mayor Byers.
Ippolito,
Oh,
aye.
I thought I heard you, sorry. Trustee Ippolito. Okay, trustee Morency,
Aye.
Want your niece to come up here and do this?
Mayor Byers.
And here we go. Number 3 on our agenda, a discussion regarding a public hearing for Xerox. I believe at this particular point, what that discussion is primarily going to entail is kind of a mute issue at the moment. We originally were looking to have a motion this evening to set a hearing for Xerox, the acquisition of property from Xerox. Xerox has initiated the exchange of land. We would like to give the part that they occupy on the west campus to the village, and they also are looking at an agreement in providing, well, actually, it would probably come from us in this particular case. The village would look at providing to the town land on the east campus. This, however, has hit a snag. There is a little known law, I guess, or in village law, that if the village is going to decrease in size, there has to be a resolution, and a mandatory referendum. And in order to do that, we have to make notice and try to put it onto the next public general voting, which would be in November. However, I've been told that we are a little bit late in terms of the deadline possibly for that.
Yeah, that may not be true, and I'll have to talk to Peter Elder tomorrow, because if you look at 9-912 of the village law, which is propositions, submission, and special election, it says, basically, such question, the question would be, whether the town could annex the 2 parcels east of Phillips Road from the village. So it's not like, the village doesn't own the land, the town doesn't own the land.
Right.
Xerox will continue to own the land.
Right.
It's just whether it would be solely within the village or solely, well, everything in the village is also in the town, but if it's town outside the village, then they don't have to go to the village for planning or zoning board and all that stuff. Which right now, the pieces are kind of split, which makes it cumbersome to try to develop. That's the whole point of doing this, is to try to streamline, help Xerox out to develop these parcels to third parties. But anyhow, so it says, if such petition requests the holding of a, it says, if such petition does not request the holding of such a referendum, such question shall be submitted at the next regular special village election for officers held not less than 30 days after the filing of such petition. If the petition requests the holding of a referendum at a time other than at such regular or special village election, such referendum shall be held no less than 30, no more than 60 days after the filing of such petition. So it sounds like it's got to be held either 30 days or between 30 and 60 days, notwithstanding. So that would make it, obviously, if the
That makes it
petition,
eligible for November.
it would be, right. As long as the election, the general election in November falls within those time frames, it looks like we could make it happen. But obviously, Peter's the expert in village election laws, so I'll point this out to him and see what he says, but Xerox would have to withdraw its current petition because the village law 18-1804 requires some extra stuff to go along with the petition that they didn't submit because it's not required under the general municipal law, Article 17. It's got to, well, it's got to state how much village taxes were paid on the parcels. But the other thing is, the petition must also be accompanied by the consent in writing of a majority of the town board in which the territory sought to be excluded is situated. So they gotta get something from the town board saying, yeah, we'll take the property. But we could probably, if Peter agrees that it falls within either the 30 days or the 30 to 60 days, we could work with Xerox to file the petition so that those time periods would coincide with the general election. So let me, I'll try to get a hold of, Peter tomorrow and see what he says.
Not quite as straightforward as we initially thought, but.
No, because of this, you know, but as I told Jake, it's better it gets done right the first time rather than have some resident stand up in the middle of the process and say, hey, what about village law 18-1804? Are you complying with that? You know, and now we all got egg on our faces. So, like I said, better to do it right. And if we can somehow fit it into the general election, I think that would satisfy town leadership, and we could go forward with, you know, both petitions, you know, not exactly simultaneously, but close enough.
I agree with that.
You know? But otherwise, if it doesn't fit, we either have a special election, you know, sometime in December, but, you know, the problem, especially in a village, with a special election, you'll be lucky if you get 30 people to come out to vote.
Yeah.
So at least if it's in November, you'll get, you know, well, you gotta count village, you can only count village residents, which I'm not, so I can't vote.
We had 50.
Well, even if it's 50, you know,
Yes.
it'd be better to have it,
It was better.
it'd be better to have it in the general elections,
Yeah.
you know, and just have it as one of those referendum propositions, you know, at the bottom of the ballot. However they do it digitally now, it used to be on the back of the ballot, but now.
The problem with that, there was a lot of people, when they vote on it, they don't even understand what it means or what the benefit is.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so
why-
they don't know, 'cause
Well,
they
that's
don't
why
understand.
the village would have to educate people.
Yeah,
The
put
village.
it out there.
Well, you put it on the web, you have an explanation, you put an article in the Webster Herald, you put it on the website. You can't advocate to vote one way or the other, but just say why it's happening.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, because.
Similar
they don't
to-
understand it.
I think, you know, similar to what, you know, the supervisor wrote an article that was in the Herald last week, where he said the reasons why it's being done.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah.
And is this slowed down their process a lot? Where,
Well, it'll really slow down the process if we can't make it in the election in November.
okay,
Because, as you probably gathered from this morning's
Yep.
conversation, the town isn't keen on having the village hold a separate special election on this issue and risk it being shot down.
that's too bad. Huh? No, I don't think we want it shut down.
No, I know.
It's not beneficial to anybody,
Right.
this is a good thing for the whole community, so I think.
Yeah, it's really for planning development purposes. You know, the village, if the village had to give up those two pieces, you know, the revenue, it's minuscule really. If you apportion what Xerox pays in village taxes to those 30-something acres, you know, it's not much.
No, it's what the
But,
result of it.
but the village would be gaining on the west campus, the, 28 acres or something, and whatever tax revenue you get from that, but potentially, that site's gonna get developed much quicker than anything on the east side, and it's gonna get developed probably not as industrial like the east side would. And then the village stands to gain a lot more once it gets developed. So,
Definitely agree with
so
that.
in my view, if we can, keep the town happy, because they want both of them to happen around the same time, it kind of, we should try to do that. If we can't, we can't. It depends on when this election is held, and then some decisions will have to be made. But hopefully Peter will figure this out.
Shed a little more light on
Tomorrow.
that tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Well, everybody, we have a bit of an update on what is happening in terms of our movement with Xerox. And boundaries on the west campus as well as the east campus. So we'll keep you informed as things progress. All right, let's move on then to item number 4. And that is a discussion about Rotary's request to put up a peace pole. I don't know if any of you have seen an example of a peace pole. There are some, you can Google it, and there are some that are available for you to look at. But I believe that an initial request was to have one put up on the property of the village, but at the Memorial Park, on the
Veterans
North
Park?
Avenue, Veterans Park. And because Veterans Park really is in a state, will be in a state of flux, that is one of the places that the village is, has been gifted in terms of monies from New York Forward to change the park structure the way it looks right now. It was thought that that would not necessarily be a good place for it. It was suggested, one of the suggestions was to put it on the front of the Village Hall, the property that's in front of Village Hall. Personally, I think that that opens up a can of worms in terms of people asking to have a number of things put on the front lawn of Village Hall, and I am not personally in favor of that, and I think that there are possibly some other sites in the village that could be considered for something like that. Jake, I know you had a thought on that, but that personally was my thought. I don't think that, Veterans Park is a good place right now for it, for sure, because of the state of flux that that's in terms of planning and so on. And I disagree with putting anything in the front of Village Hall. It opens up a precedent for a number of other things. I always say no to other things. So are there other places in the village that could be in fact considered? I know we've talked about a number of places. There's one over by Smith's.
To the east of it there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I like
also, if you go down, there is a space, and I'm not sure who owns that. I have the feeling that it's Charlie Fitzsimmons, but right next to the Harmony House. I know that a number of years ago, there was a sand castle, a couple of years that was built there during, the things that we had on Main Street. And I don't know if that's an appropriate place or not, but there must be some place other than Village Hall, so.
Put it in the park,
Where's the picture of it?
a couple parks or something.
Do we have a picture of it? I know, There was, when was it sent out to everybody as a poll?
Carl, they're just this.
They're squares, you know, they're a square, they're
Is
not,
it what's
really-
down
they're
in
not
front
really a
of
pole,
Earl Thomas?
but
I'm not sure.
it's a square.
And they were going to have up to
A
8
big huge rectangle.
languages.
It's
Well,
basically-
technically, the way they're supposed to work is that if your language is on the one in your
Right.
country, you don't put everyone else's language on it.
Only one?
That's what I read, it says it's the language of the country you have it in, and then other countries will put their language in, that's what you're. If you did every language in every country, you wouldn't fit it
Well,
on,
it's
you wouldn't be able
up
to
to
fit it on
8,
this poll.
up to 8 or up to 4.
But all the ones I'm looking at are just in English.
I can do Korean and Spanish.
In the email that he sent, they put one in down at the Sandbar Park, and I think that when he said it's in 8 languages, there's English and
And then you have someone say that you forgot theirs,
Yeah.
so just have it peace.
You can't make
What
that
was
choice.
what was the reason why they wanted to put the poll? What's it for?
Peace.
What's the saying that's on it?
It's just spread, basically
I
it's a
understand general
spread,
peace, but
spread peace.
may peace prevail on
It
earth.
says, may peace prevail on earth in English and in however many different languages they could fit in.
It actually came from, it originated in Japan in 1955 by a Japanese soldier after World War II or something. The goal was to promote peace by displaying this message. May peace prevail on earth.
You know, there's a, the west side of Earl Thomas High School, down in the valley there, there's about 100 of those. That's what those are. I always wondered what those
Well, then you should show the Rotary where they are.
I thought they were tree.
Who, was it the Webster Rotary Club that made the request?
Yes, yeah, they reached out.
So if they have one at Sandbar Park, which is in the town of Webster, why do they need one in the village?
They said they got, I think this last email said that they got 2, they had one in the town and they were looking to put one in the village. First Peace Pole, yeah, they got 2 for here. First Peace Pole's been already installed at Sandbar Park, thanks to the support of the town, Parks and Rec, and staff. They would like to see the second one installed in the village somewhere. And we discussed the Veterans Park being in a state of flux. So he was looking for, if it's possible and if there's a recommendation for a suitable location.
Right on.
There's the Pocket Park down on, behind the pavilion there, there's that little pathway with 3 benches. There's also Harmony Park, Peace and Harmony go well together. That might be a spot over near the band shell. But, yeah, it sounds like it's just a 4x4 with a sleeve over it, basically.
They could be
But,
better
go on,
suited in one of the
10 foot from the
parks.
sidewalk. I like that area between the insurance.
Yeah, that was one of my first thoughts too, but I think that's part of New York Forward where there's gonna be possibility of, isn't that part of the public art?
Doesn't Peter want to put some statue there or something? That wasn't, it stood at the 4 corners.
That's where Jake signed. Right, we can get off.
I thought that was, I wasn't on a local planning committee for that, but I thought that was one of the projects that they were discussing was public art for the Wild Cove area, the insurance. and
Perfect
everything.
place for it.
Yeah,
Is it private?
it is.
That's a neat place
Jake,
for
was that Penn
football
Webster
benches.
or just Webster?
What's that?
Was it Penn Web Rotary?
I think it was just, it says Webster Rotary, the person who reached out to me was Webster Rotary Treasurer.
Okay.
It may be difficult to find a private property owner that is willing to take it, because if it gets vandalized, knocked down, and Now they gotta, who's gonna fix it, you know, where if it's on public municipal property.
In front of the firehouse.
Carl, it is.
What?
You can put it at your
Carl's
house.
house it is.
You can put it back right here.
There you go.
You might be listening, and you'll see it on your front lawn tomorrow.
Not much room. Put it in front of the firehouse or out in front of here.
Anybody
What's
know
your
what
point?
the rotary
Who
needs?
installs it, the rotary?
Yeah, the rotary,
They install it?
yeah,
How
that's
about
my
on the island
understanding.
between the
They
two?
maintain, maintain it?
Yeah. That's the challenge, I think, is if some of their remote places, if you put it, so it could just get destroyed.
Yeah. it'll get-
Yeah, that's not-
it'll get-
What about the island, like Carl said, what about the island coming down the drive there?
I like that.
It would be a visible spot, it would be out of the way.
Yeah, way.
Where?
The island between the entrance of the village parking lot there.
It's a good spot to tie down the
Village
Halloween
hall.
things that we
Yeah.
blow up.
It conflicts with a vision that Matt Chatfield had. was
And
to
since they shot down
Take that out of
the
there,
proposal
maybe some kind of
the
a.
back with a single entrance outdoor,
Up to
they
the
could get
chain
one
link.
way and.
I'm getting to go bigger every year.
like a
I know, I
seating
know.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a place you can put like one.
I
You
can
track
bring it
that
back
down?
up in the next.
three-yard forward, that was one of the proposals.
All right, I think,
All right,
we
well-
have beat this to death.
We can, let's, thank you for the discussion. We can bring up any ideas that we really have concrete for our next meeting and continue the discussion or a vote at that particular time. How about that?
That's good.
All right, and we will end that discussion and move to number 5, which is a resolution to authorize the building inspector to purchase map storage shelves, and quotes are attached. If you have been into Village Hall and you've been near his area, you can see that the area that was used by Matt as an office area is filled with scrolls, maps, as well as a number of the areas in that back office area. And I think that this would be a very good idea to have elimination of the, move them into an organized storage
Yeah.
container. So personally, I am very much in favor of yes, so I don't know if anybody else has a comment on it, but if you've been in that area.
I used those in my occupation, too. Very nice.
Well, in that particular case then, I would ask for a motion to authorize the inspector to purchase map storage shelves.
Which?
From Southwest Solutions Group at a price of $2,389.63.
Thank you, Tom. You took the
Thank
words
you.
right out of my mouth.
So it would be-
I'll make that motion.
Daryl left it open-ended.
Yeah, here's one for 2,500.
I made the motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Morenzi?
Aye.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Next, we have a resolution to approve budget modifications. We have a number of them. Really find it somewhat confusing, looking back at the budget. But, first of all, I guess we'll start with those from August 2nd. And the reason,
Computers.
the use of unreserved fund balance monies for the purchase of new computers. So we would take money from AA.0909000 fund balance of $7,328, and from line GG.0909.000 fund balance, I think that would be sewer, $1,075. And we would move that to line AA 1325.200 clerk equipment, $7,328, and line GG 8130.200 sewer equipment, $1,075. And that would pay for the purchase of new computers.
Wow.
How many would there be?
I think we ended up with 6 that had to be replaced because they couldn't go to Windows, the next Windows. So they would no longer be serviceable.
Was this a planned thing, budgeted
Yes.
budget?
Yes, this is
You
very
know
much.
what I was gonna say.
Yes, it definitely was. We just didn't know exactly how many, but we had a feeling it was going to be about 8. We were able to move some to Windows 10 and some unfortunately couldn't. So there were less, and we kind of made the executive decision to not replace some of the laptops. They were being used, so.
Right. Okay.
Well, I would like to put that separate, so if I can have a motion to approve the general fund budget modification. We need to have that, or is it just notification? I think we will probably approve.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, to approve all the other purchases afterwards.
Definitely.
We didn't buy these yet.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Abolito?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Morrissey?
Aye.
Motion passes.
We move to current budget mods, August 14th. And first of all, reason LMT overage, passport postage, legal expenses under budgeted, electric bill more than budget, and social security. So we're looking to take from line AA .1990.400 contingency, $20,298.37. Move to line AA 1325.406 computer hardware software maintenance support, $7,879.16. To AA 1410.401 passport postage expenses, $533.10. I'm wondering why we're over so much with that, but anyways, we can add that in a moment.
That means we have more passports.
We have,
Yeah,
oh, that's a good thing.
yes. So really, that amount is, it kind of offsets because of the cost we bring in for.
Line AA 1420.400, legal, $251.47. To line AA 5182.412, electric, wow, $9,938.18. It's been a hot summer.
Yeah, it is.
And to line AA.9030.800, Social Security General, $1,696.46. And then, secondly, we have movement here for salary lines based on actual time spent. And first of all, from AA 5142.100, snow removal personnel, we're taking $21,543.31. And also from line AA 1620.100, building and village hall personnel, taking $16,122.38. Interesting, how you guys get paid. Line AA 1010.100, legislative trustee personnel, $5,868.16. I can understand that. To line AA 1220.100, executive mayor personnel, $2,934.33. To AA 5010.100, street administrative personnel, $5,272.30. To AA 5110.100, roads personnel, $18,323.03. And also landscape, AA 6410.100, landscape maintenance and economic assistance, $3,871.97. And finally, to line AA 8140.100, storm sewer personnel, $1,396.30. So those are budget mods currently for this year. To just begin with, we're not even.
Last year.
This is last.
Sorry, I think they're just to correct the last year budget.
This is a modification from 24-25.
Correct. They kind of, she has to kind of go through and just adjust things, how they actually played out. And there may be some recommendations from the audit.
Okay. So we're tidying up still what is going on in the last budget.
In the last fiscal year.
Yeah. There's no,
That would be
time that you have to do it.
June and July, but. All right, well, so those are budget mods for 24-25 to clean up the rest of that previous year. So I would ask for a vote on making those budget modifications.
I'll make it. Second.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Trustee Morrissey?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passed.
If that's all from the audit, that'd be nice if we just do that. Say, do our audit. That just doesn't look so. This is right, it is a little thing. So now I understand.
Good thing coming up. All right. We will move now to item number 7. This is a resolution to award the contract to construct a pole barn at the wastewater treatment plant to Marine Builders for a cost of $289,523.87, and to authorize the mayor or representative to exercise all documents necessary to facilitate the completion of this project. The first time through, we rejected the bid. Second time through, the bid is lower, and it has been accepted. And I think that this is, as all of you are, most of you are aware, Mike, I don't know if you are, but this is one of the things that the town placed upon the village to do in order to move our sewer renovations. So this is before the board. I would ask for a motion to approve.
And where does this align with what you projected, or, you know, our original number, didn't we?
We had
I
$400,000.
was gonna say, because this looks a lot less.
Set aside for that, yeah. So
Perfect.
this is $289. Yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of site work that the village is doing at a time. In fact, there's the beneficial use determination for the media that's coming out of the old trickling filter. If it's, disinfected and cleaned, and then we're gonna be able to crush that, utilize some of that for foundation stuff, so in base, so.
Thank you.
Good too.
Sorry, Darrell.
That's fine. Good information. So, again, the motion is before, I'm asking for, I'll make that motion to approve.
Wow.
I'll second that.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Trustee Morency?
Aye.
Motion passes.
We move now to item number 8, which is a resolution to accept the proposal for Conway Bean Truck Group for the purchase of a 2026 Mack Granite. Per the proposal date July 1st, 2025, utilizing the Onondaga County contract in the amount of $180,708.28, and further authorize the mayor or designee to execute all documents required to facilitate the purchase. The look of this, Jake?
This is kind of identical right now. I'm waiting for upfitters. This is just the cab and chassis itself. So it's identical to the green, that Mack, the new Mack truck that we got, the last one. There's the green truck, 6-wheeler. What we were looking at options for the box, and there's the vendor actually said that there's another contract that utilize it as a different pricing structure on it, a different discount. The Onondaga County is 10% across the board on parts and labor. There's one called NPP that has 18% on parts, nothing on labor. But he said it will typically result in a savings to the village, so I certainly want to explore that and not miss that opportunity. So I'm waiting. He called me this afternoon. He was traveling to Ohio for one of the trucks he sold, so he wasn't able to get the stuff done. But I think by the next meeting, we're gonna have all that. We're also looking at one other option with him on a, they call it like an all-seasons box, where, you know, the box that we got with this one's a regular dump truck box, and we have, they call it a harder type spreader that goes into one of the coal doors. And we're able to just fill the bag with salt, run it out. Doesn't run out great. So we're looking at another option where the truck's tapered on the bottom more, and same type of setup for the salter, still in the back, but allow you to quickly transfer back and forth in between salting, and then if we're hauling snow off Main Street, we can basically dump the salt out, put a plate down in there, and we're ready to haul snow again, really pretty quickly. We're, you know, with a standard or our old-fashioned slide-in salters, you know, you have to take the salter out, put the tailgate back on, you know, disconnect everything and put it back on, and it's not as fast to go back and forth. We typically, if we're hauling off Main Street, we have a really small window to, you try to get the snow's done and it's piled up there, get it off of Main Street, clear it, and then get right back to being able to be ready to plow again. So this is just for the cab and chassis. For comparison's sake, the one we got last year, I believe, was $295. The truck I'm interested in getting, so it's going to be two parts. The truck this time, the cab and chassis this time, and the parts, or the, you know, the plow, the frame, the wing, the hydraulics, and the box on the back, and whatever salter we end up with. Right now, the initial proposal is about $145 for that, for a total of about $325. And that's right what we budgeted for. Hopefully it was gonna come in less than that. That's what we're trying to wait and see, because I think the bigger, you know, if we can save money, I wanna save money and get the same thing. So I wanna do that, but yeah, the cab and chassis, the truck part of it, we're trying to get before any additional emission stuff go on, because that's gonna raise the price even more.
Thank you, Jake.
What was
was it you were looking to explore? What you said?
It's called NPP, it's National.
Does that have to do with the options part?
No, that's just on the truck, that's through, that's just the truck, the cabin chassis itself. There's another, I have one from, it's Henderson Products. And one of the things we try to do, especially when we're getting trucks close together, is get the same plow, if they work, same plow, same wing, so if this one goes down, we can take up, use that other plow, or vice versa, we can swap them and have interchangeability. What we're looking at is we're purchasing, right now we quoted it through the Onondaga County contract. In the Onondaga County, it's nice when you have contracts that allow piggybacking, because we don't have to sit there and go out to bid. Because that's a long process, like we just did for the barn. It's a long process, but it also, I don't think it results in necessarily any different price or anything. With the Onondaga County bid, you can go there and say, hey, here's the truck I want, here's what we have. And we just basically this time said match what we did last year for that. With a few minor changes. One of them, the turning radius, we were looking to improve that a little bit. He can have non-offset front tires, so that it'll turn a little bit better, make some adjustments on that and on the stops. Other than that, it's the same cabin chassis as we got last year. And it was last year, we ordered it 2 years ago, but, and then we're just looking at the box. The plow, the wing, the frame, all that's gonna be the same. It's really how we finish the box and what we use for salting.
All right.
Yeah, the only problem, I guess, with the salter is that it eats out of the top only. So when you're filling the whole box with salt, it kind of eats. And those kind of work pretty well in towns where you're driving 40 miles an hour, or you're on bigger roads and your truck's moving around a lot more. When you're driving 25, plowing the village streets and going around, it doesn't shake the box a lot. One of the things we talked about, and that's one of the things we're looking at adding, is there's a vibratory box you can put on a dump truck, and you turn it on and it goes and shakes the whole box. And
What's it do?
yes, we thought about that the other day when
Something
we were
Just spray
paving,
pan on it.
and one of the trucks that came to pave had it on there, and it's like, why didn't we think of this before for the salt? Because if it shakes asphalt out, it's gonna shake salt down, so it could be something good to look at.
All right.
But NPP, Jake loves, just initials, I think, it's National Purchasing Partners.
Gotcha.
Government. So, but Jake needs to confirm that their price for this additional stuff to build out the truck was done through the General Municipal Law 103 bid process.
Okay.
I think it's
Onondaga
103.
County already bid all that stuff out, that's why he can use their price.
Okay.
He believes it is because he went to a seminar, or they went to a, I don't know. You can explain
Yeah,
that.
OGS, I was looking to see if it was bid according to 103, and OGS did a webinar or a seminar or something where they were doing it in their PowerPoint. They had NPP, that's National Purchasing Partners, as one of their helpful resources or helpful links. So I'm assuming they wouldn't promote it, but I'd still like to confirm it that it was good.
He's got a toll-free number to call him, just to double, make sure that that's the case.
And it's, I don't know if you're familiar, there's different ones, there's Sourcewell, and there used to be NJPA Sourcewell, Houston Galveston one, a lot of fire departments buy stuff off that, or I think schools with their buses and things. There's all sorts of purchasing co-ops. We've got some of our trucks, the last few years, there was a Nassau County BOCES contract that we had to sign, but we actually had to pay to use that one. This one, there's no fee and no obligation, it looks like, so. And so they just, I think the vendor actually pays back to this group at the end, whatever, like a certain percentage of what you spend with them. They'll pay well, ultimately we pay, I guess, I'm sure, they figure it in, but.
All right.
What truck is it replacing?
It's going to replace one of the older dump trucks. It's either going to be 10 or the old Mack. But with some of the new rules with the emissions thing and with the electric, with some of the electric vehicle rules, the vendors have to sell Like if they sell one electric vehicle, then it opens them up to be able to sell 10 more regular, diesel trucks. And it's, frankly, it's a pretty hard sell sometimes in the Northeast. You see, there's certain applications it's all right for, but not in this area. It's not really great. So that mandate is driving that up, and then further emissions, you get in, I don't even know what it is now, tier 5, or if they stop calling them tiers, when you get more emission standards and requirements, it just drives the price up. So that's, we're gonna do this next year, but it's why we wanted to put it in the budget this year, because of some of the new requirements, and try to get it before all the new stuff.
Does it look like this is about 2 years out, 1 to 2 years out?
Probably about a year and a half by the time we get all, if we put the order today, I would hope we'd have it to be able to plow it, if not this year, the following year. I think that's usually, where they are right now.
It's gonna almost be snow by the time we're done talking about this.
So maybe 2 years.
Big order, two ahead.
Well, you have a resolution in front of the board. Have anybody would like to make a motion?
What color is it?
Green.
Did you say how much the bed is?
It's the box and the hydraulics and the upfitting, plow wing frame and all that's about 145 grand right now. I'm looking to see if we can knock a few grand off of that, changing it over, but we're also looking at other options for like a municipal box, they call it, the all-season box, and seeing where that comes in too. So just kind of weighing them up, and he just couldn't get the stuff to us fast enough, so. But I wanted to lock in the truck if we could.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Abolito?
Aye, Heather.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lawrence?
Aye.
Mayor Meyer?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right.
Well, we move down to John. Our attorney, anything for us?
No, not, other than, the Xerox stuff that we already talked about. So,
And so we will hear more in the coming days.
We'll do more, after tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, Heather? The front office.
Nothing except that our insurance renewal is gonna be coming up, so I'm gonna bring something for the board to see next time. But, we met with a new place that is, Nikon recommends, and the price was pretty competitive and less than what we were quoted last year, so we'll bring that next time. Which I don't think we need board vote, but I just want you guys to see it all.
We'll write that in on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jake? Anything?
All been waiting for.
That's right.
Just a couple projects, we did the paving for the DPW portion of the parking lot here and over in salt storage too, going down the hill across the street. Worked out great, we worked with Billy Cruz and Dave and other partners to haul for us. So it worked out really good, I think they did a really nice job. Thank all the residents and businesses that were very cooperative, and we didn't have to call and get any, hunting people around to try to move vehicles or everything. We put out signs, and I made up little things for putting under their windshield wiper, and I think it worked out really good, so thanks for everybody for that. The STP project continues to progress. I guess the biggest item now is the trickling filter. The new trickling filter is in the process of getting commissioned. It's up and running, but it has to start, I guess. It's that you have to seed, you start to flow through it, and then you seed, then it needs biological growth that actually does all the work. Little birds do all the work of cleaning the water when it goes down through. So we started up, they have to test it, and one of the big numbers is BOD. It's a 5-day test, incubation period on the test, so we should have results mid to end of next week, I believe, to start to see how it's working. It started up, I believe, on the third or fourth, they started running it, started seeding it after that, and getting test results, and then they'll be able to see, the numbers and see how it's working. So we can't discharge anything now, there's a temporary pump down there that sends it back around and goes through regular trickling filter, but we have to constantly supply it with new food so that the bugs will take off and grow and get to work. Oh, and part of the, I had a little note here, part of the paving project did cause, we have to schedule quite a ways out, fit the gaps when the contractors, have the milling machine available in the paving, and the pavers. It always lines up with when we're doing brush, so brush pickup, we did Monday through Wednesday of last week, mill Thursday, Friday, paved Monday, Tuesday of this week. And then we yesterday went back out to do more brush, so we're continuing to finishing the run that we were starting there, so I appreciate everybody's patience on that, but you definitely realize how much people like the brush pickup when it's a little delayed, because there are a lot of calls about it, so it's definitely something that's used pretty well, and we're planning to do, so. That's it.
And can we have just a small discussion about the pictures? And trustee Belkane made me promise I would say that he would really like a decision soon on the signs. So Karen has made these, they're beautiful, and she did a really nice job in partnership with Jake and myself. Jake, she put one of your ideas on there too, which was the one of just like a small scene.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
And then we had the anonymous one.
Yeah, which I can put that up on the screen again if you'd like. I know he would really like a decision soon.
Looks like it's from 1905.
Yeah.
That's number 2. Logo,
This is number 2, right?
curve top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
send us emails if you have any changes you'd like, or submission, anything changes, just let us know.
Well, we can let you know right now.
Yeah, the number 2.
We got-
There's
We got 3 people in one.
There's 3 number 2, so.
Love
There's
it.
3 number 2s. Are
One
they,
that says welcome across the town.
are all the signs the same cost? 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah,
They are?
yeah. Pretty positive that's what it said.
Really, even though some are fancier than others, they're all the same?
Well, no, I think on each page they are, but not yes, page after page, yes. There's
Don't
probably-
you want, before you decide, don't you want to know what you're spending?
We can't, yeah, you can't. Just like the bills that you approved today.
Well,
And then she also mentioned which
Well, at
ones
least
can
you
be
get estimates,
embroidered
you know?
too, because some of them can't be embroidered. But, so she made a less detailed version that can be, so we don't have to do village electric.
So are these curved?
Yeah.
They are? They don't look like
They painted or carved?
it. Yeah, if they're carved, I like this. If it's painted, I do not.
I'll get more.
It needs to be.
Hold on.
Painting looks
We
cheap.
don't have costs need design first, so then we'll send it to them and get a quote.
So yes, so we're just picking out what we like and then,
Are they carved or painted?
so glad you can sit there and watch a meeting from home when you can't be here.
Does Karen?
Oh.
Number
Sorry,
2.
sorry, Al.
I like food. Right here.
And the heat. That's the one I like.
2.
So ask her if it's HDU. HDU would be the cut,
Is it HDU?
yeah. It's hard to tell when I do these drawings, but if it's HDU, all those letters are carved out.
She said she has to give them designs first and then we can look at materials. But that's the goal.
It's McAllister, right?
So should they pick out a first and a second choice, and then they
Yeah.
can get them both priced?
So to Don's point, if this is HDU or carved, you're talking, I just did a sign exactly like this, you're talking 8 to 9 grand. If it's just the lettering on it, painted or vinyl, it's half that cost. So. we
What's the
just
one
need-
now, Jake? The one in front of Village Hall?
I think it's
a combo, I think it's got carved letters and it isn't the symbol in the middle of it. Lush, it's like printed like on,
Okay. So yeah, give us your first and second choice and we'll get you some prices.
should we number or letter the pages so we know which
I
two?
need more. Somebody give me your copy.
So like the building design options will make that A. The logo within sign is B, and the logo extending above sign is C. And then,
All right, so we like the 2B by what you just said.
Two. Yeah. Logo in middle, curved top.
Or no.
Logo, middle, curve top.
Yeah.
That's one I.
Do you like this?
Huh? Oh, which, the round circle, what you want, the round circle?
Those will go on the shirts.
Oh, that's a good one, you gotta figure
The,
that out.
oh, well, we have to choose between these two.
Yeah, like which circle?
And the top, yeah,
Or if you have a
more than
recommendation for a
what
change.
we have. The top.
And then we can put the one you choose on the sign. If that's the one.
I say we put the 4 helmets of the AFC East in there. Okay.
That's
You
a
know,
statement.
with this one.
I kinda like, yeah, I kinda like the one on the left.
Like that one, and that one,
I like this one.
Yeah,
I like
simplified,
this one.
Simpler?
Yeah,
simple,
I like this one.
Okay.
Simplified one.
yeah.
which
with
one
that.
is that?
This one.
Oh,
Two.
I think those are just design, one of them has more detail for online, and one of them just so that, because when you embroider them, you have to, one of them's gonna be the online logo, one of them, when you embroider stuff, you can't have as much detail in it. So it's just simplified, like the monument.
Yeah, simplified, that's
Correct.
good
I
though.
like
It's
the
Yeah.
simplified
cleaner.
one. Just
Yeah.
It's cleaner, crisper.
for
Okay.
everything.
Might as well
Yeah.
just use that then.
Got the elbow in
I
there.
don't disagree with you.
You disagree?
This one's got two benches.
Well, it's like,
They have a bench and a bench.
yeah, why do you need all that, like a park bench and grass and?
Because it looks beautiful.
Well, I think when it's,
I like the one on the right.
yeah, when,
Yeah.
when, I think your intent is when this is used online, you can use this. When we go to print out a logo for the trucks or print them on a shirt, you can use this one because it doesn't have as much, it'll be kind of both of them. This would just be a little less detail so that they're able to embroider it, where they wouldn't be able to do this because there's too much, this would all get lost, all that detail.
Yeah, you couldn't do the apples and stuff, it was too,
Shouldn't you have a single logo
Yeah,
instead of two separate logos? Yeah, they're close, but they're not the same. Why do you need two?
I was just saying one.
Yeah, just stay with one, get rid of that little building and put a clock tower in there. Our famous clock tower.
Yeah, what is that new platinum?
When the park gets redone, after you get part of the $4.5 million from New York State, it's all gonna be part of the redo of Veterans Park.
Okay.
All right, so you got that information?
yes, so please give me all of yours and I'll give them to her and she'll make the changes. If you just pick what you like,
I like this one.
2B and
We only need
to be or not to be.
Simplified.
Okay.
2B.
I don't think there's a need for two logos.
The flowers.
Huh?
I love the flowers. She added those for me.
She is so
No.
Oh, good thing you don't get to make the decision.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, down
Flowers.
here.
Huh?
Oh, it's the flowers, yeah.
Look at that nice brickwork she added.
Yeah,
It
you
shows
got the
veterans
brickwork and the little
bricks.
flowers by the chair there.
Yeah,
I don't think we need two logos.
No, just simplified for everything.
Okay.
should just be
Especially if that's
DW.
the one that's gonna be on the sign.
So what is this?
The brick.
V, oh, no.
I thought it was like-
Those are the bricks
Cobblestone?
from, the bricks that we have in there with everybody's name.
I think
Mine
the biggest
needs
part is
that.
you want the monument and flag.
It's right there.
Right, that's the main part.
And if you're gonna have it on the sign, we want it to be,
And the child needs to.
that's the one we're using on the sign, right?
It'll be the simple one on the sign.
Tonight's break should be, let's make it always.
Let's add it. Trustee
Yeah,
Howard.
you can put on the trucks.
I have a brick.
All right.
All right,
Have to all have the number.
So we're on number 2, right? Simplify.
To be simple.
Do you like the
Check.
round?
Yeah, to be.
Yeah.
Check
I
it
do
off,
not like
check
that
mark.
on top.
I do not like Sam I am, I do not like it like the man.
Agreed with it.
And the logo in the middle curve top, number 2B is what we decided, right?
Yeah, because it looks like the pavilions on fire.
Yeah, good.
All right,
That's a good point.
all right, well,
That's good.
anything else for the good of the order? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn, and we will meet again in 2 weeks.
Aren't we lucky?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Don't, please don't say it.
Good evening, everybody.
He
and,
says, anyone opposed, it said, just all said aye. Who's gonna oppose? Don't say it.
How about the